Angela Stolt was born on April 7, 1972 in Bangkok, Thailand to a military family. Her parents raised her in strictness, but with love and respect. As a child, she had problems with friends, as she was not very social and did not get along with her older sister Esther, who sometimes looked after her when her parents were away on business. When Angela was a teenager, her father retired from the army and they moved to Delton, Florida. There, at the age of only 15, she met a young man 3 years older than her, whom she moved in with and married. However, the relationship was not very good, as the girl told her family that in addition to being treated like a prisoner, her husband often beat her and even tried to take her life a couple of times. After several years of suffering, Angela divorced, but at the age of 20 remarried to another man with whom she had her first child around the same time she was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder and depression. So she started taking antidepressants. Also added to her problems with depression were other health problems. The fact that Angela was born without a thyroid gland, so she had to undergo many courses of treatment with various medications, which worsened the condition of her body, and it became difficult for her to even walk. Around the same time, Angela's new marriage was again unsuccessful, so at the age of 23 she found herself alone with a child in her arms. In addition, she had no education as she dropped out of school in the 9th grade. Therefore, it was difficult for her to find a job to support herself and the child. Then she began to think that she needed to find a man who would support her financially. Because of this, at the age of 25, Angela remarried, and from this union she had a second daughter. The new family moved to Volusia County, Florida. At first, the new marriage was going very well, but then Angela began suffering from panic attacks due to low thyroid hormone levels, as well as taking stronger medications that made her a little upset. Despite this, the woman worked hard to keep her house afloat and be more social with neighbors who thought she was weird. In 2006, James Skiefer moved in across the street from the house where Angela lived. James was a limo driver from Philadelphia. He was an affable and fun-loving man who had been in a relationship with a woman named Candy Medina for 17 years. She had one child from a previous relationship and 2 more from her union with James, who were about the same age as Angela's children. The children often played together and the families soon became good friends. They helped each other, went to parties together, and traveled. Angela loved to go camping with her children and was a big gun collector. She had all kinds of guns in her home. Some of them were decorative, but most of them were real. Although the guns were not loaded, she had ammunition for all of them. Despite her seeming happiness, this woman's marriage began to crumble, and one day her husband packed up his belongings and left for good. At first, Angela was happy because, according to her, he didn't treat her very well, but she found herself in financial difficulty again because she was left alone with her children. Angela constantly asked her relatives to lend her money.